Hi guys. Today we're just doing a really quick multiplication review. We've been doing a lot of addition and subtraction, which has been great. You guys have been doing amazing with that. But I also want to talk about multiplication. Make sure I spell it right. Okay. So with multiplication, let's look at a really basic problem. If we have 3 times 5, and there's a couple ways we could write that. Remember, we could write it as 3 times 5 or 3 smushed right next to 5 with parentheses. The way that you're going to see it the most often is like this. So 3 times 5, what that really means is 3 5s. So it means you could either write it like this. If you wanted to draw a picture, you could say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6. No, that's 5. Okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is 3 groups of 5. And so that's 3 times 5. The other way you can think about it is 5 plus 5 plus 5. So adding 5 3 times. So the answer to this is 15. And also, you guys, there's no shame in counting on your fingers. I like to do that a lot. I go 5, 10, 15. So 3 times 5 is 15. Okay. So remember when you are multiplying to make sure we're not just adding 3 plus 5. It's actually 5 3 times. Okay. So the next thing that is important to think about is how we are writing it and how it is showing up in our problems. So when you see, I want you to think about, when you see something like this, with the parentheses, you need to think about multiplication. Okay, so I want you to think about what the answer to 2 times 6 would be. 2 times 6. There's a couple ways you could think about it. You could think about it as 6 plus 6, or you could think about it as 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2. You can think of it as 2 6s or 6 2s. Either way, you are going to get 12. Okay. So just a couple more quick things with multiplication, which is that when we see multiplication in an equation or in an expression, because we are using algebra, you will see it like this. Like if we have something multiplied times x, 3x. That means 3 times x. Okay. Another way you might see it is like if we had a different letter, might be 4n. That is 4 times n. Okay. So I just want to remind you that when you have two things smushed together, that is multiplication. Okay. This is saying x plus x plus x, and this is saying n plus n plus n plus n. Okay. 3 x's is 3x. 4 n's is 4n. Okay. The other thing that I really wanted to show you is let's take a look at the problem. Let's just say we're solving something that's like this. Let's say that might be a little bit harder for us to do in our head. So let's say if we had 8 times 6. You might have kind of a hard time to do that in your head. You can do it in your head if you want to. That's awesome. The other strategy you might want to use, let's keep that right there, is you might want to use a multiplication table. If you are in my class live, I will be giving you a multiplication table to use. If you are not in my class live, you can use this multiplication table right here. Now, remember, let me clear it out. Remember that the problem I said was 8 times 6. So how you do this on a multiplication table like this right here is you find 8 along the side, and then you find 6 along the top, and you figure out where those two things meet. Look at how it's the 8 times 6. Make sure you have the right numbers highlighted. Okay, and it tells you your answer is 48. Let's look at one more. Let's look at 9 times 4. 9 times 4. The key is to find 9 going across or going to the side, and then 4 on the going the other way. So you could either do 9 right here times 4, and that tells you 36, or you could find 9 going across the top, 9 going across the top, and 4 going along the side, which still tells you 36. Okay, I would really like for you guys to try some of these problems. I want you to be thinking about multiplication. Make sure you, 1, know what multiplication means, and 2, can use multiplication table so that you don't have to spend all your time on multiplication facts. All right, you guys, good luck.